Order the planning commission meeting for Monday, January 13th, 2025. We're gonna do a quick roll call. Commissioner Young.
Present.
Commissioner Russell.
Present.
Commissioner Beisel.
Present.
Commissioner Borka.
Present.
Commissioner Niaz.
Present.
And I am present, Commissioner Nickerson. And Commissioner Noy is not here tonight. He had other engagements, so we do have enough for quorum and we can conduct business. At this time, I would like to have a motion to adopt the agenda.
Motion to adopt the agenda.
Second. Motion and seconded. Motion by Commissioner Borka, seconded by, who was that second by? Commissioner Russell. Thank you. I want to get a vote on that. Commissioner Beisel.
Approved.
Commissioner Niaz. Commissioner Russell.
Approved.
Commissioner Young. Approved. Commissioner Borka.
Approved.
And I approve. That vote carries 6-0. And now I'd like to get a motion to approve the minutes for the November 11th and December 9th, 2024 Planning Commission meetings.
I move to approve the November 11th and December 9th, 2024 Planning Commission meetings.
I'll second.
Okay, I got an approval by Commissioner Borka, a second by Commissioner Niaz. We'll take it to a vote. Commissioner Young.
Approved.
Commissioner Russell.
Approved.
Commissioner Beisel.
Approved.
Commissioner Niaz.
Approved.
Commissioner Borka.
Approved.
And I approve. That carries 6-0. At this time, we will have presentation to the Planning Commission by staff.
I don't see a answer. So would you be able to advance for us? Thank you. So Honorable Chair and members of the Commission, this is a request for a public hearing and consideration of a recommendation to the Town Council regarding an ordinance approving amendments to Chapter 70, Article 3 of the Town Code, which would allow or add the allowable use of cultural arts, entertainment, and events to the B1 and B2 districts. Next slide, please. The Town Code received an application for an amendment to the Town Code to add the definition cultural arts and entertainment. Next, please. During the November 18th, 2024 meeting, the Planning Commission voted to recommend approval of a code amendment to add the following definition: cultural arts, entertainment, and events to the code, Chapter 70, Article 1. During the December 3rd, 2024 meeting, the Town Council adopted an ordinance approving the Planning Commission's recommendation. Next, please. The proposed code amendment would allow the cultural arts, entertainment, and events use in the B1 and B2 zoning districts with conditions. The Planning Commission held a work session and discussed the item December 9th of 2024. Next. So this illustrates the B1 and B2 zoning districts, actually all zoning districts, but the red and light red and dark red districts are the B1 and B2. The B2, the brighter red, and the B1, the darker red. And generally, B1 is along Route 1 and Route 234, and B2 is along Main Street. This illustrates the adopted future land use map in the town's comprehensive plan. And designated along Route 1 and 234 is commercial and mixed use, and along Main Street, commercial mixed use and medium density residential. So staff recommends that the Planning Commission recommends approval of the proposed code amendment to add cultural arts, entertainment, and events as an allowable use in the B1 and B2 districts, with the following conditions. Events must end by 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, as we discussed the change during the work session, and 1 a.m. Saturday and Sunday. And 2, must meet all relevant code requirements in the town, including those related to buildings, fire, noise, and parking. Thank you, and I'm happy to respond to any questions. If you'd like to ask them after the public hearing, that'll be fine.
At this time, I want to open it up to the public hearing. Is there anyone signed up to speak on this matter? Okay, being none, we'll close the public hearing at this time. We'll, take planning commission comments. I'll start with you, Commissioner Young, if you don't mind.
It was good to see those necessary changes to time. Things in time.
Okay, Commissioner Russell,
No additional comments.
so just some comments. Commissioner Beisel,
Yeah, I mean, just to second that, I think is there a typo in the writing here that says, Sunday through Friday, it's to 10 p.m., but then the Saturday and Sunday goes till 1 a.m.
Yes,
So we understand that. So no further comments.
thank you.
okay. Commissioner Nias,
No comment.
no comment. And I have no comment. We ironed everything out that we need to iron out, I'm pretty sure. So with that being said,
Entertain a motion. Would you like to?
take a motion to vote on this. Can I get a motion?
Make the motion.
All right. A motion by Commissioner Beisel, a second by Commissioner Young. And we will take a vote, Commissioner Russell. Approve. Okay, Commissioner Young,
Approve.
Commissioner Beisel,
Approve.
Commissioner Borka,
Approve.
Commissioner Nias. And I approve. That motion carries 6-0. So at this point, we'll move on to our next item.
Yes. Great, thank you. May we have the next presentation, please? Right. And this is regarding a conditional use permit application for an adult daycare. Thank you. This is a request for public hearing and consideration of a conditional use permit application, CUP 2024-002, for a conditional use permit to locate an adult daycare center at 3908 Lansing Court, part of 3936 Lansing Court, GPIN number 8189707354. Thank you. The town of Dumfries received an application for a conditional use permit from Ms. Akwule of Gregory and Friends LLC to locate an adult daycare center at 3908 Lansing Court. The property is zoned B2, and the proposed use is permitted with a conditional use permit. This illustrates the location of the property, Lansing Court, which is accessed from Main Street. Next, please. And the proposed location is in a suite, in the building illustrated here. And there are other commercial uses in that building. And the proposed location includes parking that meets code requirements for the use. Next, please. This is the future land use map adopted with the comprehensive plan in 2014. And the daycare use conforms with the adopted 2014 land use map, which designates uses along Main Street as commercial, mixed use, and medium density residential. Next, please. Okay, and the next, please. So staff recommends that the planning commission recommendation to the town council is approval of the proposed conditional use permit with the following conditions. One, the applicant must obtain and maintain a license for the proposed use through the Virginia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Services, which is a requirement for such daycare facilities. The applicant must obtain a certificate of occupancy or CO from the town of Dumfries. The number of clients and staff shall not exceed the capacity allowed in the building code in accordance with the certificate of occupancy. The applicant must obtain and maintain a business license from the town of Dumfries, and the applicant must comply with all other relevant federal, state, and local codes. That concludes my report, and I'm happy to respond to any questions when the time is relevant.
Thank you, sir. At this time, I'd like to open this matter up to the public hearing. Is the applicant or someone in addition here to speak on behalf of this matter? If you would, please.
Good evening, everyone. I have a cold, so bear with me. Basically, this is something that has been in the works for a while. So I'm happy that we finally gotten to this stage. So I look forward to receiving the permit when the process is done. And hopefully I will abide by all the rules and regulations. In my day job, I'm an attorney, so I know the process involved. So again, I'd like to thank every one of you for being here and walking through this matter. Thank you.
If you would, hold on just a second, just in case any of the commissioners have a question for you. I don't want you to have to go back.
Sure, okay.
At this time, I will open it up to, well, is it Ashley? Is there anybody else that wants to speak? Okay,
You can close.
so we'll close the public hearing and I'm going to open it up to Commissioner comments at this time. I'll start with you, Commissioner Basil, if you don't mind.
Yeah, there's a huge need for senior care in the state, so, that'd be a great thing.
Okay, Commissioner Young,
No question at this
no
time.
question. Commissioner Nias,
On the bathroom. They have to usually come.
could you step up to?
So we have two bathrooms, and according to Virginia Department of Behavioral and Licensing Commission, it has to have at least 10 people. And of course, the bathroom is male, female, so there's no mixed use of the bathroom. So for now, it's suitable. And then, as we get bigger, we'll probably look for a bigger space, but this is, a startup.
Change regular. If elderly have an emergency, excuse me, anybody take care of their emergency situation.
Oh, yes, we're aligned with the fire and emergency services around Virginia. And we also have medically trained staff who would come by once a week as mandated by the state. So if there's any medical emergency, we have trained practitioners that can do an on-site assessment. And then if they need to be transported to a hospital, we also have that facility, the ability to do that. Yeah.
So what's your hour usually?
The hours would be 8:30 to 3. And it also depends on the acuity level of the people we serve. Some can stay to 4, and some probably would do maybe 10 to 2. So it varies.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, Commissioner Young.
What are the ages?
The ages. Okay, so these are people who have aged out of the school system, but because of their mental capacity, they can hold jobs in the normal work environment. So they tend to be anywhere from 20, 22 to maybe 40. We don't have an age limit. And according to the laws, we can't discriminate. So if they're able to benefit from the services, we accept them.
Your restrooms, I'm guessing, would be ADA approved?
Yes, yes, yes. And the building also has, it's ADA compliant with the wheelchair ramp. Yes.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and Commissioner Russell.
As far as your business, do you provide transportation for your clients? And if so, is that something that you have on site, a conversion van or some type of transportation for them? And will that be stored on site as well?
No, we don't provide transportation. What happens is the Virginia Commission, Virginia Department of Behavioral License, they have a division that provides transportation because some of them have a disability. So those transport people are licensed and trained to pick up people. I have a son too who's autistic, so he's benefited from the program. So they come, they pick them up, drop them off, and then pick them up when it's time for them to leave. So we don't have the cars parked there. But if summertime, if we need to do community outings, then we can arrange for them to come at a certain time, pick the people up, and then pick the participants up, pick them up, and we'll go out and then bring them back, drop them off. So we don't necessarily park cars at the location. They just pick up, drop off, and then,
Okay. And is there, as far as your program of events, is there anything that would be done outside at this location, or you would be doing something outside at a park or somewhere else?
Again, it depends on the acuity level of the people we're serving. Some people can do outdoor activities and some can't. So, but what we normally tend to do is take them to a mall or somewhere outside of the environment where they are, just to do a community involvement process. We can take them shopping, teach them how, to integrate in society. So on the premises itself, I doubt that we're going to be doing anything that if we need to do a picnic, we'll probably look for a park that's safe and, easy to access. So it probably won't be in the premises itself.
Thank you.
Commissioner Borton.
No comments.
And I actually don't have any comments at this time. So we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Tabor from anybody? No. Okay, thank you. At this time, I'm going to ask for a motion, vote on the matter.
Make a motion, we move forward.
Okay, can I get a second? Second, motion by Commissioner Russell, second by Commissioner Young. Okay, can I get Commissioner Beisel?
Approve.
Okay. Commissioner Young,
Approved.
Commissioner Russell,
Approve.
Commissioner Nias, Commissioner Borka,
Approved.
and I approve. That motion carries 6-0. Right, I believe we have another presentation
Yes, sir.
for staff. Statement.
Honorable Chair and members of the commission, this is a proposed proffered condition amendment. And a public hearing and consideration of a recommendation to the town council regarding proposed amendments to the proffers that were approved with the rezoning of the property located at 3925 and 3955 Graham Park Road for the Town Square Development Project. The town of Dumfries previously approved the rezoning application in 2016 for the property located at 3925 and 3955 Graham Park Road from B1 to PMUD, or Planned Mixed Use District. The Planned Mixed Use District rezoning contained proffers including 270 multifamily housing units, of which 40 of the multifamily units would be age restricted to persons 55 and older. The proffered conditions were amended March 1st of 2022 to increase the number of age-restricted multifamily dwellings to 100. The applicant proposes to amend the proffers associated with the rezoning that was previously approved. The applicant to the following. The applicant shall construct buildings A and B and supporting infrastructure as depicted on the amended and incorporated master zoning plan amendment dated May 1st, 2024 on the approximately 5.16 acre tract of land. The applicant proffers that the town accepts and agrees that there shall be no requirement that any of the multifamily dwelling units constructed on the property be age restricted. The attached and incorporated master zoning plan amendment shall supersede and replace any prior master zoning plan amendments to include, but not be limited to, any reference to uses thereon. Proffer 10, proffer specifically applicable to age-restricted housing units shall be deleted in its entirety from the proffers. Below is an indication of the proffers that have been satisfied. Proffer 3, design elements for the project. Townhouse design. Proffer 4, creation of property and homeowners association. C, construction of a bus shelter, transportation access, land dedication for police station, exterior lighting, noise mitigation, and all other proffers are not modified and remain the same in full force and effect. Thank you. Next, during the November 19th, 2024 meeting, the town council voted to refer the proposed proffer amendments to the planning commission for a recommendation to the town council. Next, please. And for a little background, this slide provides some population and other information that may help in the decision-making process. The total population of the town in 2023 was 5,916. Persons under the age of 5 were 8.5% of the population. 18 years and under, 29.3, and persons over 65, 11.7. 76.5% of the housing units are owner occupied. The median monthly owner costs with a mortgage is $1,881. The median gross rent from 2019 to 2023 was $1,743. And the percentage of people living in poverty is 11.9%. And this data is from the U.S. Census Quick Facts. Next slide, please. And so this illustration is from the approved master zoning plan of 2016, and the proposed units, new development actually, is the tract of land in the bottom right-hand corner. Next slide, please. And this again is from the original approved master zoning plan in 2016. And the lower right-hand corner shows the approved plan. Next slide, please. And this illustrates the proposed amendment. Building A, which is the building or rectangle facing Graham Road or to the right. The upper floors would include 28 residential units, and the ground floor, 5,000 square feet of commercial. And building B, which is kind of along Old Triangle Road and faces the parking lot, would include 32 residential units. The proposed amendments would remove the age restriction as mentioned, and would maintain an income eligibility requirement. So again, this is an illustration of the site at the corner of Old Triangle Road and Graham Park Road. Next, please. And an aerial view that shows the constructed units below that red arrow, and the point of the arrow showing the location of the proposed development. Next, please. And the current conditions, a fairly wooded location. Next. And this illustrates the street level at Old Triangle and Graham Park Road, looking south onto Old Triangle, and that's fine. And then this is looking west along Graham Park Road. And next, this is looking east on Graham Park Road. And again, you can see the wooded area and current condition of the site. And that concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to respond to any questions when the time is appropriate.
Thank you, sir. At this time, I want to open this matter up to public hearing. Is someone here that wants to speak? Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Did you want to present for this?
Am I able to?
Yes.
Oh, I'd love to.
Great. Okay. Can you please bring up the next presentation?
While we do that, I'll introduce myself. My name is Andy Davenport. I'm Vice President of Real Estate Development for Community Housing Partners. And I have a presentation. I'll be actually presenting as well to Town Council tomorrow. They're going to be discussing this as well, hopefully with your recommendation. Briefly about Community Housing Partners, and we can start the show. We are a nonprofit affordable housing owner and manager and developer based in Blacksburg, Virginia. We have been providing housing for low-income people throughout the Commonwealth since 1975. This is our 50th year in operation. And you can advance 2 slides, please. We have 3 main areas we work in. Resident well-being, financial resilience, and it says carbon neutrality, but sustainability. Those are our 3 main mission-oriented goals. We have over 6,000 units in our Mid-Atlantic region, Southeast, but about 4,000 of that are here in the Commonwealth. You can advance. As I mentioned, sustainable communities is key to what we do, and this development will include a green component being built to the Enterprise Green Community Standards. So it's a specific green building standard used by the affordable housing industry. And you can advance, please. We build healthy communities. So in addition to the sustainable communities we build, we provide resident services around these specific areas. And you can continue to advance the slide, please. Through our resident services division. And at Town Square, we have a very active resident services program that includes a lot of work with housing stability. So that's really where we really work hard to avoid any kind of eviction, but also getting people into financial literacy programs so that they can advance into home ownership and move beyond the income restricted housing. We do a lot of after school work and a lot of work with kids. We do, this is one of our biggest sites for CHP Reads, where if you want to come by in August, we're doing reading activities with the kids, giving out free books, a lot of work. And it's really something we take to heart. And you can advance, please. Town Square, if you'd love to tour, we'd love to have you tour this development. We think of it as a true success. We're providing 227 income restricted units for working families in Dumfries, and really is a unique development that it also includes a home ownership component that is separate, a market rate home ownership adjacent to an existing affordable and income restricted housing development, which I think is great in terms of providing a mixed income community. Please continue. And this is just the interior work, and you can continue. I discussed this briefly. We can go on to the next slide. Thank you. So what we're doing here is, it is unfortunate that we cannot build the age-restricted housing that was originally proffered. The reality is, and you could see it in the previous slide, the topography and what was originally planned requires us to basically cut that hill off. And that's about a $2.5 million delta compared to what we're doing here. Additionally, that development, a senior development, will require 2 elevators and and backup generators. So it's about, actually all in, about $7 to $8 million difference from what we're proposing here. And that difference is the difference between doing a deal and a project that serves the community and not doing anything at all. We do have 13 one-bedroom units that we're going to target for the first floor so that this can be intergenerational housing, which is our goal. So still income restricted, still includes the commercial space. Actually, I think it does better for the commercial space because we're activating along Grand Park Road instead of being up on the top of the hill where, quite frankly, there won't be the foot traffic. There won't be, much traffic at all for that commercial space. So this really activates Grand Park Road, including the bus stop and the bus shelter that we constructed as part of this, part of the earlier phases. Additionally, the walking trail will be extended from the existing development down to the bus station. So again, keeping people from going all the way around to get to the bus stop and being able to come straight down to it. This will truly serve a broad range of incomes from $30,000, less than $30,000 a year, for someone really coming out of, whether they're living on SSI or they're coming into their first job, to people who are established in their careers, a family of two people, 2 teachers, 2 public servants who can't necessarily afford maybe perhaps a full market rate apartment, but this is a great place for them to start. So it's our intent to apply for funding through Virginia Housing this March, so that we can be pursuing construction in early 2020, well, probably late 2026. I appreciate your time. I'm here for any questions you may have, and really want to get to be, we consider ourselves partners with the town of Dumfries. And I want to continue to grow and work, because this isn't the only property we own in the town. We also own some stuff behind the Caliber Collision that we're going to be coming back to you with to discuss as well, although that's kind of going through that's subject to a taking for the road widening on one. So that'll be something we talk about in the future. I'd love to discuss that as well with the commission at a future date. I'm here for any you have.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that is here to speak on this matter? If not, we'll close the public hearing and I will open it up to commissioner comments. I'll start with you, Commissioner Beisel, please.
So you've made other communities in the past, especially with the lower income housing, on-site like security to monitor. It looks like there's 7 buildings here, I
Mhm.
believe. So does that come with its own security team?
Not a security team, we use cameras,
Okay,
and we have monitored cameras.
Okay.
And exterior lighting.
sure.
And one of the goals with this development is also, I don't know if you've been back behind there, is during the summer months, we're dealing with squatters and tent and homeless folks who occasionally squat up there. So we have a good relationship with the police department, and with social services to address those needs.
That particular corner does come with some of that
Yep.
activity, absolutely, you know, they're into Gin Park Road. So, or sorry, Gin Memorial Park. So yeah, security is important and you know, just to kind of make sure that, you know, we're not making a place that becomes a hot spot for, you know, bigger activity like that. So the other thing is, it's a pretty wild area right now. You know, I mean, right now it's a power line trail going back through their forest. And, you know, by taking out 5 acres of that, are you gonna focus on landscaping, regrowing foliage, and trees and things like that
Yep.
as well? I do see here along the road, it looks like you do have some trees on your blueprint map here, but, you know, having the town green and beautiful, you know, I think a lot of our focus as a, you know, planning commission is to try to beautify the town. So, you know, it's important to me at least that the town, you know, includes properties that are focused on making their grounds pretty and with, you know, appropriate, you know, I mean, you know, I'm not.
And we'll submit a full landscaping plan with our civil submissions.
Yeah. And then I'm not sure if it's up to our town management or not, but coming in on this main entrance across from Triangle Shopping Center, that's coming over a hill. It's not often, but people do drive through there at 70, 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I voted against the 55 and up community 2 years ago.
Okay.
Roughly, and it was because of that intersection. I thought it would have been dangerous for, you know, people, walking, on that intersection. So, do you know if we're going to have a traffic light at that main entrance now, across from Triangle, in between the main entrance to this community and Triangle Shopping Center? Or is that just gonna be a regular turn in?
I don't know, but that's something I can put to the town council tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that would be something that would be coordinated between both you and the town, so. And then it does have commercial and office. Is any of this gonna be retail space, dining, or any you know, basically public?
That's the intent is commercially activated space. We work with different businesses when we do first floor commercial.
Yeah.
Dining may be difficult, just because of the fire suppression and everything else that's associated with that. But a lot of times we like to work with, service providers, daycares, adult daycares, banks, those kind of things. A lot of nonprofit organizations, you know, nonprofit or arts organization that needs a performance space. That's the kind of stuff. We don't underwrite a lot of commercial income. So because we want to use that we think is beneficial to the community.
And then thank you. The final thing here is, I'm just looking at the map here. Does this include the property where the 7-Eleven has closed down, or is this that kind of jut out cut that's in it, that's where the property was? And then in the same light, would this also remove the property with the Bank of America off of?
No, this is just the wooded part on the hill from on Grand
So
Park.
that would be slightly west. Those properties are west of this land.
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. Okay, that's what I have.
Thank you, Commissioner. So, Commissioner Young.
Yes, just to piggyback somewhat off of what Commissioner Bison was speaking of, trail that you're proposing, that leads from the existing community at the top of the hill coming down,
Mhm.
Looking at your diagram right here, would there be any type of lighting between there? Because we're talking about homelessness, this is between there and any other type of activity that's going behind the bank, and behind 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Are you guys providing lighting in
Yeah,
between there also?
we can put lighting, we'll want lighting there. Again, as I mentioned, we're already dealing with some of the issues associated with that, so it behooves us to keep that lit, and we'll have, whether or not we have cameras there on the path or at the entrance points as well. But that will be a concern of ours as well.
And also too, there's something, that's correct. You went from 100 units down to 50 or 60?
That was, I think it was actually approved at 100, then 60. But the intent is only for 60 units at there.
Only 60 units?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the one that's not age restricted, correct?
Not age restricted, correct.
That's all I have for right now, sir.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Russell.
Thank you for coming in tonight. I appreciate the application. I appreciate the layout, and what you're trying to do here. To piggyback off of the other commissioners' comments, one of the things, one of my concerns, and I know that you're connecting the trail to the other, development, is pedestrian safety, pedestrian connections, and even pedestrian amenities. And I realize a lot of this will be done at site plan. However, I'm bringing it up because it needs to be addressed at this time with this application. And hopefully it can be incorporated into some of the language. But I would like to have considered as far as any proffers, because it's not shown on this plan, so I'm just going based on what I see here. But as far as amenities, it's something as simple as benches and other type of pedestrian amenities that could be used here. There is Ginn Park across the street, so I don't think, in my opinion, it doesn't need to be something like another park on site for additional thoughts. But I think definitely going with Commissioner Young as far as the lighting, safety, providing seating, if this is for mixed use and for different age groups. I know that people like to go walking, but also as you get older, you like to be able to have a place to sit down. As far as the commercial, do you have, with the 5,000 square feet, do you have a rough estimate of how many businesses that you're looking to actually to support in that space?
Typically with that size, we're looking at no more than 2.
Okay.
But it really depends on the use. If I can find a single provider for that, that's my preference.
And you said that the businesses would be facing Graham Park?
Yeah, it's on the first floor in the building that's along Graham Park.
Right. So the businesses' doors will be in the front, or they'll be in the front and the back?
They'll probably be in the front and the back because the parking is all in the back. And so, you know, a lot of the staff and amenities are all going to be coming in through that area. There's also a little bit of a grade change between, like, we will be just above finish elevation, you know, there. I think it grades out so that it's, you know, there's retaining wall at one portion and then very little retaining wall towards the end.
And with that in mind, if you have businesses facing Graham Park, potentially that could be a small a plaza area, essentially a strip, if you will, a narrow park area for people to sit or utilize that space.
Potentially, I need to see where the finished grades are.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other part I had on this was, so this is commercial and residential. All the parking's in the back. Are there going to be, it said in the application, like 20 parking spaces for the commercial. Those will be designated specifically for the commercial, and the residentials will have to park somewhere else.
We included in the sizing. I don't know that we'll necessarily put up signs saying for businesses only.
Okay.
Although, to be honest, to attract some businesses, that might be required.
All right.
So that's the kind of thing we work through with the businesses that we look to have occupy that space.
The other part in this, again, pedestrian friendly, is potentially looking at along Old Triangle Road. There are some sidewalks on the opposite side of the street. However, that does not connect fully to Grand Park Road. And potentially with the other residential developments behind it, I feel that it's something that the town should be looking at and working with you as far as potentially having at least a pedestrian connection along that road for safety.
Yeah.
Again, like you said, a lot of this is going to be at site plan. On this site, I saw that there's only one dumpster for 2 buildings that are for residential and for commercial. Again, that'll be worked out at site plan. In the proffers, it talked about a police building. And I know that where you are showing the extra parking, that was on one of the plans that showed for future police station. Could you explain to me, or the town explain to me, how that's been met? Is there going to be a specific police office in here, or that's been done offsite some way?
I think it was space was being allocated for it, and there is, I think there's office space in the existing development that police can use, but I can follow up with you on that.
Okay, I just couldn't find an answer if
Yeah.
I had, so that's why I'm asking.
That's fair.
ADA parking, we talked about, site amenities. So I really do like your project and what you have shown us. My biggest concern is this is going to be residential. We need to make sure that we're providing the amenities and the safety for the residents.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you, Commissioner Russell. Commissioner Borka?
Your presentation, it pretty much answered the questions I had.
Excellent.
We were at 40 acres. The last time you came to us, so it moved to 100. I was not in favor because of my concerns. Military people that move into the area are not of usually the age restricted age, and they're looking for places to live. So I see this as a positive. My question was, what are you going to do? You're reducing it to 60 units from 100 by not carving out scale. So I understand that. And the commercial was at 20,000 and went down to 5,000. It's going to remain at 5,000 for now, unless something changes. So I actually don't have any questions. Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
All right, Commissioner Nia?
Yeah, I just have, again, it's usually for zoning for us, we're more concerned about the safety. More, for the residential, and also the people around the town who want to know this area, the new, place built up is gonna be benefits for everybody. So are you gonna put a fence around the area for?
I don't typically want to fence us in. I want us to integrate to the street level.
Okay. So for the application, how would you guys to select the people to living there?
Yeah, so we've got a rental office. We'll have a small rental office on this site, as well as the main rental office in the existing buildings. And then we can do, depending on the interest, we can do a housing fair somewhere, but it's first come, first serve is typically how we do it. And everyone has to comply with the income certifications we do.
In that case, if any people living there, the residents can be good and bad qualities. So how are you gonna proceed for debate or do that?
Yeah, so we are housing providers and landlords. We manage our own portfolio. And while we don't like to evict anybody, we have to do it sometimes. We do not tolerate any type of criminal activity just across the board. That is not acceptable for us. It's not safe for our other residents. And our primary service is to our residents. I will say that we do a very good job of working with, people who are late with rent, not lease violators, not people who are, destroying their units and making it uncomfortable for the rest of anyone, but we work with people who are having trouble paying their rent. May need a little help with housekeeping. We teach them that. That's what our services division is for.
the reason I'm asking these questions, is you have like up to 40 to 60% of the median income.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Mia. I just have a couple of things. First, as far as the commercial aspect of it, I don't like the fact that that much of it has gotten cut out of the plan. But so be it. It's down to 5,000 square feet. But in that, I would ask that we try to pattern or look for those commercial businesses that are actually, and this is nothing against nonprofits, but when we're wanting places that's coming in here that's actually giving us taxable income. A lot of time, we have a lot of nonprofits in this town right now. And nonprofits don't generate a lot of income. So I heard you say that you like to work with them a lot. And if that's the case, but I would not like to see that be the first option.
Okay.
Second thing, as far as the police station or the police area, whatever we want to call it, that is absolutely a must. It's either got to be a police station, or it's got to be an office. If we're not doing that, then we need to have, because these are rental units. And as Commissioner Nia said, there's issues, and we've had issues out there already. They're right there on record in, police record of some pretty serious things that have happened in that area. So I would like to either see some security, because we're going to have restricted income's going to vary, which means we're still going to have some of our seniors in that area. And I want them, as well as everybody else, to be safe and feel safe. So the cameras alone aren't going to do it. We're going to need some type of presence on site.
And I can reiterate that with town council tomorrow.
Thank you. Those are the two things that I had. All right, does anybody else have anything else they want to add? No, we're good. Any questions for Mr. Tabor? No? Okay. At this time, I want to ask for a motion to bring this item to a vote.
I make a motion to approve recommending to town council.
Thank you. Morgan, and thank you for the second. Commissioner Russell. Okay, we will vote on this matter now. Commissioner Russell.
I guess my biggest thing is that and I realize staff will put together the notes and make sure that town council is aware of what we talked about tonight and our concerns.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, and that those will be brought to town council, I approve.
All right, Commissioner Young, approved. Commissioner Beisel.
I second that with Mr. Russell, that as long as our concerns, we want trees, beautiful properties and safe properties, so. Approved.
All right, Commissioner Borka.
Approved.
Commissioner Nias. Okay, and I approve. And I will say, I was at first apprehensive about the removal of the restricted age aspect of it. But in your presentation, a lot of that makes sense. Plus, I know we have another subdivision coming that has restricted age, so I'm just, as everybody else up here stated, safety is a really big thing. So with that, I approve as well. So this item carries 6-0. Thank you. At this time, do you have anything else, Mr. Tabor, that you want? Okay, so I will ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
And motion is made and seconded. We will adjourn at 7:50, what is that, 8?
Close enough.
All right.